How goes? So you've been streaming with OBS Studios and you've been using your built-in webcam, and maybe you're a little bit frustrated by its limitations and position, but you don't have any cash to buy anything else better. But you may have some old phones lying around at home, so I've got some solutions for you. My name is Jonny Luck and you're watching part 3 of my live streaming guide for performers, singers and musicians. Now, in part 1 and 2, I covered a lot of the basics, from understanding OBS Studio's settings and layout, all the way to setting up scenes and sources for your live stream. I would highly recommend checking it out before watching anything further. It should be linked in the top right-hand corner of your screen right now. If not, then you can find it on my YouTube channel. Cool. So there are 3 options. I'm going to show you the main option first, and then I'll show the other ones afterwards, but you pretty much should only have to use the main option. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to use an application called NDI, and this is quite standard for broadcasting, and it does require quite good Wi-Fi and quite good CPU on your PC, but otherwise it should be able to run on the lowest settings and look pretty good. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to the link in the description below, and that link's going to bring you to the OBS page, the forum for the OBS NDI plugin. You're going to go to download, and depending on when you're watching this video, it might bring you to this page, which is not the latest version that you want. You want to go and get this, which is the actual latest version, 4.90, and then you're going to scroll to the bottom of the screen, and for Windows you're going to choose and download the Windows installer, and for Mac you're going to download and install the macOS.pkg. Once downloaded and installed, you're going to open up OBS start it anew, and there should be a new option under sources for NDI source. So then on your phone, now I'm going to demonstrate here with my people messaging me. I'm going to demonstrate with my P30 Lite. So I've installed the app. To get the app for Android, it's quite easy. I'm going to leave a link in the description, and what it is an APK that is not part of the App Store for the Google Play Store. So what you're going to need to do is download it to your phone as a file, and then run it inside your phone, and it'll prompt you to switch to installing from unknown sources or something like that. Just click it so that it'll allow it to download. Don't worry, this is a perfectly safe app, and tons of people use it, so it's a really good app to use no matter what. Don't be afraid. If you're on Apple and not Android, you're going to need to get this. It's the NDI HX camera, also a link in the description below. Now, I haven't got a chance to use this myself because I don't run any Apple, and I refuse to. I prefer Windows myself, so we'll just assume that it works. I mean, I've had people test it, so it seems like it works. So once you've installed the NewTek NDI app to your phone, and you've installed the NewTek NDI OBS plugin, you can then open up the app on your phone, and it'll bring you to what looks like a normal camera app. And you're going to hit the little circle in the dead center that will start recording, but it's not recording, it's actually broadcasting. And then there's a little cog on the side, which is you can use to control your settings. Now, I would suggest turning off your microphone. You do not need the microphone from your phone to record your set. Please do not use phone recordings for streaming unless you are wanting really bad quality. Use your proper microphones, use your proper interfaces. Once that's done, I'm going to pop it over here until it'll stand, and then I'm going to go back into OBS, and I'm going to create a new scene. I'm going to call this one NDI Live. I'm going to click OK. And then in sources, I'm going to add a new source. I'm going to add an NDI source. And I'm just going to call this NDI P30 Lite, because that is the phone that I'm actually using. Once it's open, I'm going to click here and choose source name. Now, at the moment, it's seeing my PSmart as well, but I'm only going to use the P30 Lite. So we're going to choose P30 Lite here. And because this is a high a highly network intensive application. It's supposed to be running on a gigabit network, and because I'm in South Africa and I'm running on like some household Wi-Fi, it's not the best quality. So what I'm going to choose here is the lowest setting. I'm also going to click here, allow hardware acceleration, and then that's it. I'm going to click OK, and there we go. Image pops up, and as you can see, it looks pretty good. The sync is pretty perfect. Let's sort this out. Why is it not transforming to fit the screen properly? There we go, fit to screen. So that works. I wouldn't suggest anything else. And you can obviously with the phone, once it's going, you can set your focus. So let's say I want to focus on that leg. That's about the same distance as my face. And now, it's not exactly, but either way, I can control the focus, because you want to be able to focus on what your performance is and have your background kind of nicely blurred out and look, like a show. You want it to look pretty good. So that's that option. As I say, that's the best option. These other ones are for anyone who can't get NDI to work for whatever reason, or you want to try more phones and the NDI is just not cutting it. Your next option is to then use IP Webcam. Now this is available for both. This is only available for Android. I could not find it for Mac. If someone can find it for Mac or Apple, that's flipping great, then get it. But I downloaded this for my phone. I installed it, and that's all you have to do in terms of installing things. Just something onto your phone. So I'm gonna go out of this. I'm now gonna open up IP Webcam on my phone. I'm gonna scroll all the way to the bottom of the app, and it's gonna be a little option for Start Server. I'm gonna Start Server, and then on the bottom of the screen, it gives you an option for your the URL that this is sending to. So now I'm gonna go into my browser. Now you can see I've already been in here. And I've already got it loaded up, and all I did was I typed in that URL that they give me, and I typed it into the top of my browser, and I hit enter, and it brings me to the page. And then here I can change all the settings. So let me pop this over here, and we can see what the camera looks like in OBS. So let's go add. We're going to add in IP Webcam Live. I'm going to click OK. To bring this in as a source, we're going to use browser and not video capture device or NDI source. We can use browser because there's a URL. So I'm going to call this IP Webcam. I'm going to call it P30 Lite because that's the phone I'm using. I'm going to click OK. And then here, I'm going to type in that same URL that I got from my phone. 10.0.34 and then 80. And then at the end of this, to make sure that I get the video and not the browser feed, I'm going to add in a video. Then I want my width and height to be the same as my canvas, 1280 by 720. And that's it. I can then hit OK, and it should be there. Now, significant delay already, so I'm not happy with that. I wouldn't want to watch that as a main camera. I can obviously bring down the quality. Now, bringing down the quality, as you can see, it makes it very grainy, and that's not ideal. So the other option is bringing down your video resolution. You can bring that even down, and that. Now, if you're on a better Wi-Fi and you've got better phones and you've got a better laptop to process it, it's quite likely that you can get away with using IP Webcam, and it'll be fine. Mine, as you can see, just wasn't cutting it for me. I couldn't handle it, so I stopped using it. The last option is Iriun. Now, I used Iriun in the beginning because I found it the easiest to kind of find. There was a lot of information about it. Excuse me while I just have some of my pineapple cider. Delicious. Fruity. So, for Iriun, you're going to want to download for either Windows or Mac. You want to download from that. The link in the description below. And then for your phone as well, you're going to need to download this. It's available in both the Google Play Store and the Apple Store, which is cool. So I'm going to use my P30 Lite again. I'm going to show you. I'm going to open up Iriun Webcam. Now, this app doesn't have many options. Now, I bought the app. It was like 20 Rand or 30 Rand to buy. In dollars, that's like a couple dollars. It's really nothing. And I just make sure here that I've got autofocus unselected, because otherwise it's going to be continuously focusing and unfocusing. We don't want that. So once that's open, I'm going to pop the phone back in the stand over here. Now, you've installed the Iriun to your PC, and once it's installed, you're going to have an application that runs like this, and it's going to have the different camera options and then your resolution here at the bottom. Now, you make sure that this is running, and then you go into OBS, and let's see, we're going to create a new scene. We're going to call this Iriun Live, and I'm going to add in a video capture device. This one works as a video capture device. So I'm going to call it Iriun P30 Lite. Well, it doesn't really matter, but it's fine. Click OK, and then under devices, I'm going to choose my one, and it came as number 2. So Iriun Webcam number 2, and there you go. And that's it. That's running. Now, when I was streaming with this before and using it, I had 3 cameras using Iriun Webcam, and at one point they were all lagging quite badly, and then after a while it corrected and got better. It just depends obviously on your Wi-Fi and on your CPU, but a lot of it is based on the Wi-Fi and how much stuff is connected. I would suggest to make sure that your laptop is connected by an Ethernet cable to your router, and not going over the Wi-Fi. The phones over Wi-Fi is fine, but I would suggest that your laptop goes direct with an Ethernet cable. Not necessary, but it helps. It creates a lot better quality stream. And that's pretty much it. So those are your 3 options. And as I say, you can see like this is not bad. It got better. It's not perfect. And the webcam, IP webcam, I had lots of issues with it, but I just like the fact that you could control it. But here with NDI Live, I mean, the fact that you can just, it's so simple to run. You just open up the app on the phone, click the record button, and boom, there it is, straight in. And then just remove you see on the audio mixer, you can see where the audio is coming in. It's coming in as a balanced stereo channel, but I don't want any audio because that's going to obviously use bandwidth. So we're not going to bother with that. There we go. That's pretty much it, eh? Yeah. So that concludes part 3 of my live streaming guide for performers, singers, and musicians. On the next video, I'll be tackling how to do advanced scene switching and how to add visual effects and filters, things that are going to make your stream really look good. Till next time, I'm Jonny Luck, and if you enjoyed this video, please take the time to like and share and to hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions, suggestions, or other reflections, you can hit me up in the comments below. As well, if you found this very free video helpful, but would like to contribute for it, the link to my digital tip jar is in the description below. Please go nuts. And yeah, the hustle's real, and we're all struggling in these most uncertain times. But if there's anything I can suggest, it's that we have to use this time to learn, adapt, and grow. Cheers, my dudes. I think that went well. I mean, I think I waffled less.